Welcome to the first week of the term here at Cal State Long Beach, and specifically, welcome to one of the Philosophy 170 critical reasoning sections that I'm teaching this term. My name is Dr. Charles Wallace, and I'll be your instructor. This playlist integrates two video modules, which together comprise an orientation for the course. The first module focuses primarily on the Beachboard interface, emphasizing important features and resources available to students. The second module focuses on the mechanics of the course and reviews sections of the syllabus. In going over the Beachboard interface, I will emphasize some of the features that I've built into our course pages, as well as some of the resources that I've created specifically for 170 students that I think will be valuable to you as the term progresses. I'm recording this introduction to the orientation video using the homepage for one of the sections of 170 that I'm teaching for the fall 2021 term. However, the bulk of this video was recorded for the spring 2021 term, and so the backdrop page will be the Beachboard page for a section from spring 2021. I did this in part because I was still constructing and updating the Beachboard pages for these sections. Constructing and maintaining and then migrating a Beachboard page for a course that is this elaborate and has this many resources, not surprisingly, turns out to be a relatively labor-intensive affair. And so I decided to focus my efforts on finishing my revisions and upgrades of your Beachboard course pages rather than re-recording information that will be essentially the same as the information that I recorded for spring 2001. I'm looking forward to being your instructor for this course this term, and I believe and hope that you'll find the course, while challenging, is both interesting and useful for you. I'll be available for both of the office hours this week on Zoom. The link to my Zoom office hours is right here in our instructor widget. If you have any questions about the course structure or specific elements of the course, or if you just want to put a face to my name, please feel free to stop by. I hope that this is the first day of an exciting and productive term for you. I look forward to supporting you in your educational journey this term. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a great first week. This playlist integrates two video modules which together comprise an orientation for the course. The first module focuses primarily on the Beachboard interface, emphasizing important features and resources available to students. The second module focuses on the mechanics of the course and reviews sections of the syllabus. In discussing the Beachboard interface, I'm going to assume at this point in the academic year you're probably much more experienced and much more facile at negotiating the Beachboard interface than I am. What I want to emphasize in going over the Beachboard interface are some of the features that I've built into our course pages, as well as some of the resources that I've created specifically for my 170 students that I think will be valuable to you during the course of the term. When you log on to Beachboard and click on your section for 170, you'll be brought to this standard welcome page, which has this particular format and layout. Underneath the central banner, there'll be a news feed. At the beginning of each week, usually on Sunday morning, I'll post an item to this newsfeed. It will talk about any developments or changes that have occurred for this week. It will also specify the material that we're going to cover for this week, including telling you what your reading assignment is, giving you links to the video lectures covering the material for the week, and giving you links and due dates for the assignments that are coming up for that week. Oftentimes, I'll include a little section that is perspective, looks forward, helping you to anticipate what will be coming in the coming weeks. Below that central banner on the upper right-hand side is the instructor profile. It contains the basic information about myself and about our GA, Tom Ho. It gives our names, our email addresses, our office hours for the section that you're enrolled in, as well as the links to our Zoom meetings that we use to conduct those office hours. Below that instructor profile widget is the standard CSULB student resources widget. Now, I've modified this widget a little bit to include some links that I think are useful to students generally, and particularly some links that I think are important during this pandemic period. I only want to emphasize a couple of the links that are in this list because I do think that they're important. Students are aware that they can access this information through our welcome page. The first link I want to talk about is the ITS Help Desk link. If you're having trouble with Beachboard or with any of the associated programs like Zoom and you need somebody to help you resolve those issues, these are the people that you need to contact. So you can click this link, go to the ITS help desk, start a ticket, and they'll help you resolve your issue in a quick and efficient fashion. The next link I want to emphasize is the ATS Student Resources link. The ATS Student Resources page is devoted to the university's effort to make sure that students have all of the software and hardware that they need to complete courses online during this pandemic period. So if you're having trouble getting a hold of some software, or you're having trouble getting a hold of some necessary hardware, microphones, cameras, computers, and so on, ATS Resources is the place you need to contact. The next 3 links I think are important, particularly during this period in time, but also generally. The first link is to the Counseling and Psychological Services, the second is to Student Health Services, and the third is to the university's Basic Needs Program. This is a very stressful time. People are experiencing a lot of turmoil and changes, and you may feel stressed out or depressed. You may have family members who are stressed out or depressed, or other psychological problems may occur with you or your family. And I want to encourage you to take advantage of the university resources. It's always better to reach out and try and get help, and the university is here for you during this time. So I encourage you very strongly to take advantage of the Psychological Services link if you feel that you need it. Similarly, if you're interested in figuring out when you can get a vaccine, or you have other health issues, the Student Health Services link can help put you in contact with the Student Health Services Division. Finally, many of our students are food and shelter insecure. The pandemic and the associated economic crisis have only served to exacerbate these problems. If you're feeling food or shelter insecurity, I strongly encourage you to contact the Basic Needs Program. It is a program set up by the university in order to try and address these issues amongst the student population. The rest of the links are pretty much the standard links that you would associate with the CSULB Student Resources link. The final element of our welcome page is the calendar. The calendar will contain the dates for all of the assignments that are coming up, all the reviews. Every course event for the entire term has been programmed into the calendar so that you can always look and see what is coming up for this week, the week after, the end of the term, and so on. When we click on the Content tab and bring up the Content page, the Content page will structure the course in terms of 10 topic-specific modules. The first tab on the Content page gives you access to the syllabus. When you click on a tab for a specific module, it will give you access to that module. It will tell you what the topic of the module is, the weeks in which we'll be covering the material for that module. It will specify the lesson overview, the learning objectives, and then it will give you your reading assignments, the lecture videos for that material, as well as all of the assignments covering that material for each week that we're in that module. Now might be a good time to note that the course has 7 tests, and before each test there'll be an optional Zoom review. You're required to attend 5 of those 7 optional Zoom reviews in order to earn participation points for the course. In addition to those optional Zoom reviews, there are 2 optional extra credit practice tests. The first optional extra credit practice test allows you to earn points that will be added to the raw score of your homeworks to help you raise your homework scores. The second optional extra credit practice test will allow you to earn points to be added to the raw score of your test to help you raise your test score. Overall, then, you'll have 14 extra credit opportunities during the course of this term. In addition to a Zoom review prior to each test, as well as 2 extra credit practice tests, I've also created a number of other resources to help prepare you for each of the course's tests. After test 3, you'll be able to click on a link that will take you to a number of past tests together with answer keys that I've posted on the web. You can click on one of those tests, try and answer the questions on that test, then click on the answer key and compare your answers to my answers. For each of the tests after test 3, there'll be at least 3 past tests, usually together with some extra problems as well that you can use to study for the test. For many of the tests that involve skills or techniques, I've also created videos where I go through problems that illustrate those skills or techniques in action so that you can look at a problem, try and execute that skill or technique, then watch the video and compare how you did to what I did. Whenever you click on a lecture video or a review video for the course, it will take you to the YouTube sister page for this course where I post all of the videos. When you click on a particular lecture, it will take you to a playlist that organizes the lecture into a series of video modules just like this orientation. None of the modules will be longer than 10.5 minutes, and they'll be organized in order so that you could watch the lecture from beginning to end continuously if you'd like, or you can break it up watching individual modules whenever it's convenient for you. One of the advantages of having this particular lecture format is that you're free to watch particular modules over again as many times as you like to make sure that you understand and rehearse the content to prepare yourself for the quizzes and the tests. One other feature of the YouTube videos that I like to note is the settings button right here at the bottom. This allows you to adjust the quality from higher to lower. It allows you to turn subtitles on or off as you like, and it allows you to set the playback speed. Some students find that I speak too quickly for them, and so they turn the speed down a little bit in order to make sure that they hear everything that I'm saying in a speed that's easy for them to follow. The final two features of the Beachboard interface that I want to touch upon are the Quizzes tab and the Grades tab. The Quizzes tab will bring up a list of all the quizzes, all the tests and homework assignments, all the optional extra credit practice tests, and it will divide them up into current quizzes, future quizzes, and quizzes that have already expired. The Grades tab allows you to check each of your assignment grades and to follow your progress along throughout the term so that you have a better idea of where you stand in the course throughout the term. If you have any difficulties figuring out your standing in the course, you can always contact me and I'll help you out. In the second and final module for this orientation lecture, I'll talk a little bit about the syllabus, about the reading materials, about the assessment plan, and I'll give you some suggestions about how to approach the class itself.